Hey everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of the Backseat Sports Podcast. I am Josh, and that is Caleb.
Woo!
And man, we are back after week one of the college football season. No Nebraska game for us, but we got a lot of good football in the opening weekend, baby. What do you think, Caleb?
Oh, yeah. Nebraska football was a major tease this week.
Yeah, it was.
I went to the game.
Oh, man.
I was in my seat. You could feel the emotion in the stadium, and you're just sitting there watching the game. The tunnel walk comes out. We see all the new LED lights. The kickoff is kicked. We're getting ready to snap our first play, and then the ref comes out and
ruins the fun.
Yep, and that was the whole game.
And now he's public enemy number one in Nebraska.
Yep. Oh, it was sad.
And Akron just dipped out, man. Come on, Akron. Come on. Play the game.
Couldn't find a place to stay.
Boo-hoo.
I need some help. It was dumb. Dumb.
Yeah, that sucked.
Dumb.
But in other news, though, there was a lot of good Big Ten action this weekend, man. Wow. Michigan State, Penn State, Michigan. Some close and rough games there, man, for the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you...
The lows were low this week.
Yeah. But, Maryland beat Texas. So, we got that.
Back-to-back years, they beat Texas.
Yeah, back-to-back.
Texas has lost as a ranked team 4 times in a row. Third longest streak in AP history. So, that's good.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah, Texas has been overrated, to say the least. And I don't think
that's
it's
tough.
slowing down anytime soon. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, man.
They get ranked in the top 25. One, there's no excuse. Their program has so much money. And they have so much talent in Texas. I mean, that's one of the best places you could recruit.
Yeah, they should have easy 3-star recruits just flowing in. Walk-ons that are 3 stars. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good win for Maryland there. Good for the Big Ten. But I don't know. What do you want to start off with? Michigan lost to Notre Dame, man. The biggest game of the weekend for the conference.
Yeah, I mean it was game day.
A loss to Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. I really thought Michigan's defense was going to be better than it was. With Notre Dame's dual threat quarterback, they really gave them a lot of trouble. Their front seven looked pretty good. Winovich, their main guy, had some really good plays. But he also made a couple. He had a late hit on the quarterback, which really cost them, and that led Notre Dame to score that drive. So that was a pretty big boneheaded play that he made. And their secondary looked really bad. At times.
I don't know. I feel like in the first half they looked bad, but in the second half they really picked it up and they played pretty well in the second half. They only allowed 3 points in the second half? Yeah, 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, the game it got ugly though. The whole second half.
Right, but that first half, I don't know. They gave up some big plays early. The biggest thing was the offensive line for Michigan looked so bad. It looked terrible. Well, excuse me, it looked terrible.
Yeah, they could not drive the ball. I mean, that's been Michigan's biggest woe under Harbaugh, though, scoring points. That's always been their biggest problem.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, people were saying, like, their offensive line wouldn't be able to block mannequins or they were softer than toilet paper. It was so funny, but a lot of good Twitter memes there. But I don't know, man. They didn't rush the ball very efficiently. They had 33 attempts for 100 yards, not counting sacks. And they allowed 3 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and their QB was hurried 6 times. Shea Patterson didn't have a great game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough first spot to play at Notre Dame, but still,
yeah, it is for sure.
I didn't expect Notre Dame to be as good as they were. I think
I agree.
I mean, a lot of people did have them as outsiders for the Final Four.
Yeah,
for the college football playoff. I mean, that definitely boosts their resume. Notre Dame has a tough schedule ahead, though. I don't think they're anything too impressive. Michigan hasn't really hit its stride yet. I still think they do have a really solid front seven on their defense.
It was a bigger game for Notre Dame than it was for Michigan. Because at the end of the day, Notre Dame not having a conference, they have to win games like this.
That's true.
Michigan, to get in the Final Four, all they have to do is win. All they have to do is only lose one more game, and they can make the Final Four. As long as they beat Michigan State and Ohio State, it really doesn't matter.
That's the big if, right? Speaking of,
right.
speaking of
Ohio State,
yeah,
or Michigan, or who do you want to talk about first? Michigan State or Ohio State?
Ohio State. They're
Woo, baby.
They shelled out the most money in the whole NCAA to play the juicy Oregon State Beavers. What a great team.
Mike Riley.
Yeah, Mike Riley. What a quality Pac-12 team they were. Oregon State, they fought formidably, had 31 points. They only allowed 77.
Right. I mean, that was the thing. Ohio State's offense looked, absolutely elite. They looked so good.
Yeah.
Literally the whole offense looked amazing. Mike Weber was going off all game long. Haskins looked great, really accurate, efficient, and he seemed like a legitimate quarterback. So
yeah, and all their wide receivers.
Yeah, everyone knew their offense was talented, and it really showed this week.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked with that. Their defense though, something to be said for Oregon State scoring 31 points though.
In the second half, Ohio State gave up some big plays in the second half.
Yeah, so
there was that delay, which I guess is kind of the argument, is that maybe they lost a little bit of their juice, and they were winning by so many points. It's like maybe you're just playing loose, That's probably the counter argument. But at the end of the day, they did allow 31 points to Oregon State. So if you're the opposition, if you're somebody who's playing Ohio State in the next few weeks, that's what you've got to take away from this game, is that Ohio State can give up points.
Yeah, for sure. And there's not really anything. Not much besides cardboard cutouts stopping you with the Oregon State defense. So you're not really speaking too much by 77 points.
Mike Weber just had some awesome runs. Haskins was just weaving them in there. Ohio State looks real good. That offense is going to put up a lot of points this season. And, right now, there's no doubt Ohio State's the best team in the conference for me.
Oh yeah,
is that the same for you?
That's not really all that shocking.
A question. Number 2 is really the real question right now. That's for sure. Although honestly, maybe not. It might be Wisconsin. They looked really good.
Yeah, they looked
week 1.
They kind of did what Wisconsin does.
They looked good.
It's kind of close. It's kind of close. It's kind of close, and then they, by the time the fourth quarter hits, they're just bigger, faster, stronger than you by the end.
They didn't put up like a crazy amount of points. It was only 34, but
yeah. I think that was like right at their average last year. So,
yeah, it was against Western Kentucky, so
not crazy that much. I don't think their offense is, elite or anything, but they're just such a solid football.
Jonathan Taylor, man, he looked really good. He's gonna average an insane amount of yards per carry this year. He averaged 8.1 in the first game. So
it's not. When you have a top 5 offensive line in the country, you'd hope any back would be doing pretty well. And he's good as himself, but I don't think he's as impressive as the other backs that Wisconsin has had in the past. But I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I think you're underestimating him. He's a sophomore.
I guess.
He's gonna be really good, and he's already really good. He's definitely one of my favorites for the Heisman this year.
When's the last time a Big Ten player has won the Heisman? Was it with Ohio State? Was it?
Troy Smith?
Yeah, Troy Smith.
It might have been.
The last time they won the Heisman. Plus, running backs, unless it's from Alabama, it's not a very great track record of winning the Heisman.
No, for sure.
Chase McSorley is probably not. His picture is not looking too bright for the Heisman this year, though. With that game against Appalachian State.
That was an interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah, so they were tied at 10s, and then Penn State, they kind of click, they get away with it. They're at 31 points. It's 31-10. I'm like, the game's over. I check back, a quarter later while I'm waiting to get into Memorial Stadium, and it's 31-31. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
It's crazy. They allowed 28 points in the fourth quarter against that.
I know, man. I was personally rooting for Appalachian State there, man.
Oh, me too.
It was exciting.
They had already upset Michigan. Yeah.
But once it went into overtime, I didn't expect Appalachian State to win. Yeah, you have to assume Penn State's going to win that game.
Yeah, it's a bummer that they couldn't hold them on that fourth down play.
Oh, man. It was crazy.
Yeah,
but
Penn State is not looking. I don't think a lot of people had them as outside picks for the college football playoff. I'm not thinking that's going to be the case this year.
Again, we were talking about right before we started how really decent Appalachian State is.
Yeah, they had 9 wins last year. They only lost 31-10 against Georgia, who went to the national championship.
And they were really competitive in a lot of games with some decent teams.
Yeah, they won the Sun Belt. It's not,
I don't think Appalachian State's very bad, and they got votes. They got votes in the coaches poll to be in the top 25.
Yeah, 16 of them. So they weren't awful. But
so what I'm saying is that you may not have to look too deep into this game. It might have just been a classic situation where a Division I big time school underestimates one of the smaller schools like Appalachian State, and that's that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
They couldn't really figure out. I mean, Penn State had to run three running backs, not in the way you'd like to, where there are multiple punches. They were just trying to figure out stuff to get going. They only had 160 yards in the first half.
Yeah,
in total offense.
Right.
They, with McSorley as their quarterback, you'd think they'd get more than that. So there's definitely problems, and they're also the second youngest team in all of college football. So
no, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and then next week they play Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, so that is going to be telling. Pittsburgh's not a bad team. So
they beat them last year and beat Clemson last year. So that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I would say that I'd be pretty happy as a team if I could do that.
So I think we're really going to be able to see what Penn State has in them this week on the road at Pittsburgh. So that's going to be really interesting. There's a lot of really interesting games upcoming this week, but I guess we were talking about the efficiency that Wisconsin had running the ball. I mean, Michigan State had a rough day running the ball.
Yeah.
as well.
Oh man.
And that was a rough game on Friday night. Not good. They looked beatable against Utah State, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really close game to the end, and their defense looked pretty weak, and they really struggled to get pressure. They only had 4 hurries on the day, and it was only on blitzes, I think. Not a good start for Michigan State.
It's not good. I mean, I thought they were going to be pretty good during the season. I mean, obviously, it's just one game. Like you said, it's the first game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different factors that go into that. But, one thing that really surprised me about the Big Ten is most every team looked really slow.
Well, yeah, that was the knock on Michigan. Michigan's offense. Everybody thought they were going to come out and be really athletic and be really quick as well, like with Shea Patterson, because he's athletic and has the ability to run the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
and they didn't.
No, Michigan State, Michigan.
Besides Ohio State, of course.
Obviously, Ohio State, and even Penn State had these really slow, like they didn't look like always the more fast athletic team, which is pretty interesting.
Which is so disappointing that we didn't get to see Nebraska. Oh. Yeah. Oh, whoa, yeah. We didn't even talk about that game yet.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, first Big Ten.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I'm literally still not sure if Purdue was playing great or if Northwestern was playing
well,
bad.
Clayton Thorson had to go in and out.
I watched most of the game, too.
They're
exactly.
In and out of quarterbacks, so nobody could get really anything going. I still think Northwestern is a better team, but, man, their secondary, they had a lot of freshmen starting for Northwestern. Their front seven looked okay, but Moore, the kid for Purdue, had like 300. He broke the all-purpose
Oh, my
record.
word, bro. That was insane. Yeah.
He
was killing it, and he's going to be a solid player. He was only a 3-star recruit coming in, too, so.
Yeah, he was
That's pretty crazy.
So, I mean, I think speed is just going to absolutely demolish Northwestern. They looked like turtles on the field. And it was one kid, that scored that much. Yeah. And their quarterback, Purdue's freshman quarterback, the Rosenblade kid.
Oh, I'm going to have to look up his name real quick, yeah.
That was a freshman this year. He had some nice arm talent, but I think he had like 3 interceptions. So
yeah,
Purdue has some upside. Obviously, there was some big freshman mistakes. Purdue was not running the ball well against Northwestern. Northwestern did have a really nice run defense. At one point, Purdue had like negative rush yards during the game.
Oh yeah, it was Elijah Sindler and then David Blow also played a little bit, but mostly Sindler.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Scary. I mean, when Thorson was on the field for Northwestern, they looked like a good offense.
It was literally a Rondale Moore. That was who we were talking about. Rondale Moore show.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 109 yards receiving, 79 yards rushing, and then he had a return for a touchdown.
Yeah. He had like 125 return yards. It's pretty.
Or no, it was maybe it wasn't a return for touchdown, but
yeah, impressive.
It was he had a handful of really nice returns. So it's gonna be a
Yeah,
really interesting to see what he can do all season long, but I doubt he keeps that up.
Yeah,
to say the least,
I don't think. Yeah, Purdue. I don't know why people were so hyped on them coming into the year. I wasn't. They were 7-5 last year, and people really thought they were going to be on the upswing. I'm not really feeling it. I think they could do that about the same again, but I don't see them at anything more than that at that 7-win mark. Yeah. Northwestern, I think they'll still, as long as Clayton Thorson stays healthy, they're still going to get 8-9 wins. I don't think they're going to have a 10-win season.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Larkin averaged 5.5 yards per carry. He had a 46-yard long, 143 yards on the ground.
Yeah. Their offense didn't look...
Their running game was pretty good. But
their offense didn't look terrible. Their defense was nothing to,
be scared of. Yeah.
That's
why I'm so disappointed we didn't get to see Nebraska this week, man. Because I wanted to see how Nebraska would stack up.
Yeah, I know.
It sucks.
Whenever Moore was on those jet sweeps or anything to the outside, Northwestern got exposed.
Right. So we're going to keep tabs on that throughout the next few weeks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
See how Northwestern patches up,
Yeah. One thing I can say about the Husker game is the warm-ups. Was watching the team warm up. It was fun to see. The guys did honestly look just bigger than they did last year. And I really loved how the warm-ups happened. There was a lot of team, a lot of movement, stretching, and almost every ounce of the 50 yards that we had was being used by different just parts of the team, whether offensive linemen doing something, secondary doing something, wide receivers doing something all at the same time. And I hadn't really seen that kind of just how well it was being managed.
Efficiency and warm-ups.
Yeah, you can usually tell what team's going to do better just by how they warm up. And I was impressed to see how well regimented the warm-ups
take away what you can from a game like that. That's all
I got, but it was exciting. It was fun. It was fun to see.
Right. I guess the other thing I forgot to mention during the Michigan State game was that makes it look worse than it may have actually been was that they had a handful of penalties. They were at the 1 yard line twice. Literally to score at the 1 yard line twice, and they kicked field goals both times. So, again, they could have blown the game open. They threw a pick six.
Yeah.
So it's they could have blown the game open, but there was just a few mistakes that cost them a lot of points. So, I'm not too worried about MSU right now. We're gonna have to see how they play next week, but I guess that was something to note for the game. Really,
I watched the Alabama Louisville game during the rain delay, which ended up being the cancellation. Yeah. Alabama just looks really good, as they always do.
Oh no, it's right.
It was interesting.
Not much to say. I guess
it was interesting watching both of the quarterbacks kind of each get reps. But man, they just always look so fast and good. It's depressing.
I know.
It's depressing. They're so. I watched Nick Saban blow up on a kid. He had a penalty, like a late hit, and I had never seen him so mad. He just ripped into him. He was so pissed. It was great.
I never know how to pronounce their last name, but his last name, but what's Tagovailoa?
Tagovailoa.
I could never pronounce his last name, but he looked real good.
Yeah, he does. He's also a favorite to win the Heisman. Wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it is Alabama.
Right. Oh yeah. So, I don't know. What game are you most excited for in the Big Ten next week? We got Penn State, Pittsburgh, Nebraska, Colorado, Ohio State, Rutgers, MSU at ASU, or Iowa State versus Iowa.
It's no question that the Nebraska-Colorado game is the most exciting.
Duh, of course. I guess for us, obviously, it's most exciting.
You get to see Nebraska last week, and man, I was dying to watch some Husker football, and didn't get to watch it. And to open up the season with some rivals,
beyond
I'm honestly a little nervous just because. I'm a lot more comfortable about playing the Akron Zips, and for Martinez to get his first reps against Akron, but to going against Colorado, who didn't they play Troy this last week?
But yeah, my biggest thing is that at least Colorado doesn't have any footage on us at all.
Yeah, they have no the heck clue. What plays we're gonna run.
Literally nothing.
No.
So that's gotta be really tough for a coach when you know. Oh no, they played Colorado State.
Oh, okay,
right,
that's right.
They went 145 to 13.
Okay.
But
that's right.
Yeah, at least that's the biggest plus I see is that we have footage on Colorado. Colorado has nothing on us.
Yeah, Scott Frost is obviously used to them.
And Scott Frost is new. Yeah, Scott Frost knows Colorado's system coming from the Pac-12. So there's a handful of positives going into that I can kind of look for as pretty good signs that we have a good chance to win this game.
The fans are just going to be
nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean.
The cheapest tickets right now are $160.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty sought after game.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I mean, the Akron Zip game was like $70 at the cheapest ticket.
Right. And it's against the Zips, so. Right.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So okay. Anyway, so not counting the Nebraska game, which game are you most excited for? What do you think? I mean, Penn State, Pittsburgh. I'm kind of looking forward to the MSU at ASU game, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely.
Or the Iowa State game.
I think Iowa State's gonna beat Iowa, so I'll always love it when Iowa loses. That's enjoyable. And we have a bet. We have a bet going. Does everybody know about that? The over under.
No, I don't think it made it. I don't think we talked about that in the last podcast.
Josh and I have made a bet that I don't believe Iowa's going to win over 6 games. Josh does. So there's a lot riding on this Iowa State.
I'm not an Iowa fan. Actually, I really don't like Iowa at all. But I don't think they're very bad. So I think they're going to win 7 games, which isn't like good.
But. And I do not. So that's our bet. So that always, I make sure to see what's happening.
It's sad that it kind of even makes me want to root for Iowa because I don't want to root for them at all. I have no interest in rooting for Iowa. But yeah, I got suckered in making that bet. But okay, I'm going to say the MSU versus ASU game kind of is most exciting for me because I want to make sure that MSU is on the right track. That like MSU is exactly what we thought they were going to be after this Utah State scare. So that's really why I'm most interested in that. I want to see what their offense can do because they were so inefficient against Utah State. So against a little bit better of a team in ASU who looked decent themselves in week 1. I definitely am interested to see what MSU can do there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, mine's got to be Penn State, Pittsburgh. I'm really.
I don't blame you. That's a good game.
I think it'll be exciting. I think Penn State's going to really have to work for it this year. I think Trace McSorley has enough talent to carry Penn State for a lot of wins, but I think he's going to have to do, like, after that first game, he's going to have to work really hard and have really spectacular performances. He didn't really have an amazing performance. He didn't throw a touchdown until the second half, and he almost snapped his now 29-game streak of throwing a touchdown. So
man,
he's so good.
So does Penn State win the game?
It's at Pittsburgh. It's at Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh. But I mean, for Penn State, that'll more than likely be a home game.
That's true.
Like it'll probably there will be a lot of Penn State fans there.
That's true. I think they do win the game, but I think they're gonna have to do a lot of the same. It's gonna be a really, really tough game for them. I know it's probably circled on. It's definitely been circled on their calendar since last year, since losing to them, and it cost them so bad.
And that's why I don't think they're gonna lose. If you lose 2 years in a row to Pittsburgh, I mean that's just sad.
I mean I think they're doing good stuff in the program.
You're Penn State,
but I think it's gonna be an exciting game, and I think it's gonna be back and forth. And
okay, over under. How many points is Ohio State putting up on Rutgers? Rutgers is 33-point underdogs against Ohio State this week, so that is going to be one heck of a game for Ohio State.
I'm taking it over.
Yeah, I mean I don't blame you, man. 33 points. That's nothing for Ohio State.
I mean, There's no way Rutgers puts up 31 points against them.
How many points do you think? Okay, what's the score prediction then? What do you think?
Like 60
to 21,
17.
That's
Rutgers.
Rough.
They're gonna get pulverized.
Probably. I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. I guess the question to ask is, with Jim Harbaugh, do you even believe that Harbaugh's actually turned Michigan around? Because, I mean, they're 28-12 under Jim Harbaugh and 9-9 over the last 18 games, which is horrible. And they're 1-5 against MSU and OSU.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he has turned them around, but I'd say I still believe he's turning them around. Yeah, I
You
think.
think? Do you still believe in Jim Harbaugh then?
I do. I mean, I
that's the
think
question,
it'd be
I
really
guess.
foolish for Michigan to fire him. I mean, they did pay him a lot of money. I think the toughest thing for Jim Harbaugh is the recruiting aspect. You know, in the NFL, you know, you can be a really good coach, you know, because you have a system and that works, and that can bring out some immediate changes. And you know, he was never able to get it done even at Stanford with Andrew Luck. So I don't know if.
But I mean,
Yeah,
they were
I mean,
really
I think
good,
he can.
though.
He will get there with Michigan. The tough thing is, you know, in the Pac-12, it's so much different than the Big Ten, because he has to go through Ohio State every year. You know, you got to go through. Penn State's good, you know, and Michigan State is good. And because Michigan sucked, Michigan State with D'Antoni was allowed to rise. So now you're competing with kids in your own state, with recruiting in your own state. You know, and when you look at most recent success, the Spartans have been way better than the Wolverines. So it's like, that's a tough thing.
Yeah. I mean, that was the discussion, is because, I mean, Brady Hoke got fired when he was 27-13. And Mr. Jim, he's 28-12. So he's one loss, you know, one game off that. So, man, that's crazy. It's crazy to think that Harbaugh has been 9-9 over 18 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he had some fluke plays, and that total BS. Right. Ohio State was a yard. They were short of that first down. I
know. I mean, when you look at their season last year, you're like, man, they were so close to being in the Final Four.
But yeah, was that two?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've been so close.
I
the
mean,
last 2 years.
they're only a few plays away. I really think he's turning the program around, and he's just got some bad bounces. But I mean, things ebb and flow, you know.
Yeah.
And he got a bad bounce against Seattle too. Remember when Patrick Willis broke his leg on that goal line against Seattle, and it was a super close game to go to another Super Bowl, and Patrick Willis snaps his leg, and Aldon Smith gets hurt. He's got some rough breaks.
What if Michigan only wins 8 games this year?
I mean, I think some fans are going to be really angry about it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Because I mean, for them to only win 8 games, that means they have to lose to what? MSU, State. Penn State, Wisconsin, and Ohio State.
They can win one of those, but I think that Michigan beats Michigan State this year. I think that Michigan beats Penn State this year. I don't see those things not happening. I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State.
They're at Michigan State. They're home against Penn State.
Penn State, I think. Yeah, that's why I still think that Michigan's the second best team in the Big Ten East. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't blame. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. That makes sense.
I think I think they beat Wisconsin. They'll beat Wisconsin as well.
It is home against Wisconsin. Yeah, that's nice for them, but they have a rough stretch there. I mean, they play Penn State, Michigan State, Wisconsin in back-to-back weeks. I guess they have a bye week in between.
I could honestly see them winning all 3 of those games.
I mean, if that offensive line is as bad as it was, they're not winning against any of those.
That's true. I mean, can they put up the points? That's the thing. They're going to be able to hold teams to not as many points. But how many points are going to be held up? And that was the big question last year. But I think their quarterback is going to get better. I don't know how much better their offensive line play is going to get. That's a big. Hopefully it proves a little bit. That's the thing. Their defense is going to be good enough that they're going to be in a position to win all of those games. I'll put it that way. I mean, they were never out of the Notre Dame game.
Right. Their offense played terrible, and they only lost by 7. So.
And they had a drive.
If their offense can pick up
tie
any type of slack.
They couldn't do it.
Yeah. If their offense could pick up any type of slack, if their offensive line could just play a little bit better, then they're going to be in great shape the rest of the season. I mean, they got Western Michigan next week, so they'll win that. SMU, they'll win that. Then it's Nebraska, which will be really interesting.
That's a really interesting game.
Suddenly that game's become really interesting.
Nebraska.
Now that Michigan looked really bad.
Our offense is electric, and I think we can, just from what I saw, with Notre Dame with a young dual threat quarterback doing the same amount of damage, I think we have just as much talent as Notre Dame does on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, I think
I
we
agree.
can easily put up that amount of points, and with
our defense is nowhere near
the
as good as
thing.
Notre Dame.
So I think that's become a 50-50, not a 50-50, but maybe. I don't know, maybe.
But it was maybe an 80-20 game before. Now maybe it's a 60-40.
Nebraska walks in with a good chance at that game now, from what I've seen. Just, yeah. It'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, we need to see.
Yeah,
we need to see Nebraska
still in the. We have
which
no.
Is
yeah, it's all
speculation. Yeah,
but no, that game is manageable. Now.
But no, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Michigan's probably the most interesting case in the Big Ten right now, just after that loss and their offense looking so shaky.
I think their storyline for the whole year is going to be their defense was good enough to win, their offense just couldn't do it. I think that's going to be the sad but true tale for Michigan this year. But they're still going to win some good games.
Yeah, no, I agree. So today, our fun question of the day or whatever. Like last time we did a Would You Rather. This time we're doing like a draft segment, and we are drafting video game franchises like Call of Duty or FIFA or Battlefield or whatever it is. You draft a franchise in video games, and we're going to put it up to a vote. So at the end of our debate, you can vote in the top right corner. There will be a little I button, and you'll be able to vote on that. And we want to see who you think has the better draft. That's kind of the point of this. We did a 50-50 coin flip before, basically, and I won, so I am picking first. For me, this is a pretty easy pick. I think it's been the most popular franchise. Everybody knows of this franchise in gaming. It's Call of Duty. I'm picking the Call of Duty franchise. It's personally my favorite franchise in gaming. And, I mean, come on. Who hasn't played Call of Duty, right?
My first pick is going to crush Call of Duty. And by most successful franchise, I mean, Call of Duty is, but it's a niche thing. While all the kids our age have all played Call of Duty, there's something that transcends all ages. Everybody's heard of him, and that's Mario as a franchise. Super Mario. Everybody's played. Oh, hands down. He's sold the most games out of anybody.
I mean, yeah, everyone's played it.
And everybody loves him, too. Like, there's never a time where somebody's like, oh, you know what? Let's play some Super Mario 3. And nobody's going to be like, oh, no, that's a terrible game. I'm not going to play that. I mean, Call of Duty's fun.
Yeah.
But I'm super happy with my first round draft pick of Super Mario. I mean, come on. He has so many games. You got Mario Kart, tennis, golf. He has everything. Puzzle games.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just
Smash like it.
I like the online experience that Call of Duty brings compared to the ho-hum single player experience.
Single player, you can play 4 players on Super Mario Wii. I don't know. I think I got you with Mario as my first round draft.
Nah.
Oh, I'm happy.
The Call of Duty franchise, man, it's too popular. Okay, well, I guess you get another pick. We'll let the people decide. But you get another pick, so you get back to back because it's a snake draft here. So, who is your second pick here?
This is tough. This is tough. I've gotten Mario, so I'm feeling great. And how many rounds is this, Josh?
Yeah, 4, right?
Rounds.
Yeah.
All right. I think my second round draft pick of just I'm trying to hit everybody. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with 2K basketball. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 2K basketball. Everybody loves 2K. It's just everybody likes basketball. I don't know, for me it's super fun. Madden has some controversy and NCAA football isn't around anymore. So, you got to go with the best sports there is. I mean
okay. I mean, I get that.
So, I think I'd have to go with 2K.
Oh man, there's so many picks I want to take here. I don't blame you for going 2K. That's not bad. But see, my issue, guys, this is why we're in the court right now, and I'm saying, oh, the court, it's a double punt. But the thing is, 2K franchise, NBA Live was the thing to play until 2011, 10.
2009.
Caleb, Caleb's picking a little risky here with a franchise that's only been around for like 9
2K's
years.
been around longer than that. 2K Sports has been.
Well, 2K basketball.
2K's been around since like the but
that's
yeah,
what
it wasn't as popular. Sure, NBA
but it's only
Live
been
better back.
Exactly. NBA Live was the game to play until like 2010ish. So I don't know if I like your pick very much. So now we're gonna get to the really good picks here. I have so many games I could choose from. Oh man, it's painful. It's painful. I don't see. There's 3 games that I really want, and I'm not sure which one you're gonna take. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. I don't want to give up either of them. I'm gonna take Super Smash because it's kind of yours. Yeah. It's kind of Mario, but not really. I mean, it's Nintendo, But I'm taking Super Smash.
I think it would have been. I don't know. Would you have rather taken Zelda instead of Smash?
No, I'd rather take Super Smash.
I mean, yeah, it's a super fun party.
It's the ultimate party game. That's what I'm saying. It's the ultimate party game, and like it's an awesome competitive scene. It's really fun. I don't even like Nintendo games. Like I don't ever play Mario. I don't ever play Zelda, but I love Smash. So give me Smash. That's an easy pick, and I get one more pick because we're going to the 3rd round here. And there's 2 franchises I really want to take here, and it pains me to not take one of them, but I'm going to go with the one that I like more, and I'm going to take GTA. I'm taking Grand Theft Auto.
Classic.
I mean, with Call of Duty, Super Smash, and Grand Theft Auto, I'm not losing this draft, guys. Back me up. So, I mean, GTA has gone back forever. It spans, like, the majority of, like, modern gaming franchises. And modern gaming, it's a definition of modern gaming, and it is a legendary series, and I can't wait for GTA 6. And I still play GTA 5 to this day, so I love me some GTA. So you're going to have to live up to that one with your last 2 picks.
So, I mean, right now, I have the best platformer and 3D platformer. I have a super fun sports game, like the best sports game right now. So it's like, what other genres do I need to hit besides,
Yeah, I feel like there's one game. The game that I let slide is the game that you should definitely take.
I have 2 picks, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll see if you take it if you're smart here.
I'm trying to get everything, and that's kind of tough.
I guess there's 2 games. One of the 2 that I'm thinking of, you have to take. So let me hear.
All right, so my 3rd round pick, I'll take.
I can't talk.
The Uncharted series.
Oh, whoa, really?
I'm taking.
That's not what I was expecting.
I'm taking the best story game.
That's interesting. Yeah. Because I don't think everyone's played that though. That's the problem. I mean, it's only.
See, but I'm taking the best stories possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I see what you're doing here. You're kind of hitting the other side because I've already dominated the draft anyway. So.
And then the last one.
I don't blame you.
Mario hits so many eras.
Of course.
Follow that all the way through.
Sure.
And then 2K not as much. Uncharted. I'm taking the best modern game that there is.
Okay, so what's your final pick?
My 4th
here?
I'm trying.
Oh man, I'm feeling really good now. I'm feeling so good.
I think I'm gonna take a pick that you didn't take.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you didn't. It's not even in your brain. This is so hard.
See, you're struggling over there because you know you're gonna lose.
I know I'm gonna win, but I just. Oh, it's so hard.
Oh no.
There's so many games.
I know, and you're gonna have to choose your final series here.
I'm going with the Final Fantasy series. I'm picking the best.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
I'm taking the best RPG series, from the Nintendo all the way to your PS4. The best selling PlayStation 1 game.
You went definitely more niche. You went more niche games. I feel like because like Uncharted, Final Fantasies, like a lot of people have played it, but I don't think people that listen to our podcast.
I know that's the thing, but I'm hitting, with Mario and Final Fantasy. But
you're picking to your heart. I appreciate that.
It's
you love Uncharted. You love Final Fantasy.
I mean the old ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Child.
Okay, so for me, this is so easy. It's either Madden or Halo.
Oh,
it's so easy.
Halo, that's a good one.
Madden or Halo.
Halo's a good one.
Exactly. I mean, Madden goes back for decades. It's every football person's have played Madden before. Has owned Madden
but
before.
like Tecmo Bowl.
And then Halo.
Back in the day.
Halo. See, the thing is, I already have Call of Duty, which is a first-person shooter. I don't know if I want to go Halo. I don't have a sports video game yet.
True.
So I'm going to go Madden, but I feel bad about leaving Halo off the board. That's the honorary pick for you guys. So on my honorary pick's Halo, just to let you guys know. So I was thinking of you.
My honorary
okay. So our
would
final
be Tiger Woods PGA Golf.
Oh, okay. I see. Picking with your heart again.
I can see. What a great game, Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
But I mean, I'm picking with my. I mean, really, I picked with my heart too.
Yeah.
Because I picked games.
Well, I mean,
so, what's your final roster here, Caleb? What's your roster of games?
Mario, which that's an automatic win to me. I won the whole thing with Mario. And then I went 2K basketball. And then I went the Uncharted series, and I went Final Fantasy. So.
Oh man, so you don't even have a first-person shooter, and you could have gone Fortnite and gone really relevant.
I know. I thought about Fortnite with instead but I'm choosing
like Final Fantasy or something.
The best games. It's like.
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean it's a series.
If you ask me, like, if I'm on an island and I have to pick, like, I get the whole library of
these
four
series.
Library of Mario games.
We probably should define that a little bit better at the beginning.
All the Final Fantasy games.
Yep.
Uncharted.
No, I get you. My final lineup is Call of Duty, GTA. Well, I guess Call of Duty, Super Smash, GTA, and Madden with the honorary Halo pick. But I'm feeling real good, guys. Okay, again, vote up in the top right corner. You can vote on Josh or Caleb. I'm Josh. That's Caleb. Woo. And so Josh has the Call of Duty team. Caleb has the
Mario.
Final Fantasy Uncharted Mario team.
Don't hide Mario in the back. He's a power. He's the hard hitter. He is. You're scared.
But yeah, so you guys vote which one you guys like better. We really appreciate you guys listening to the podcast again today. Coming with some hot fire. Our video is going to be out probably right after this podcast comes out, hopefully. Either if it doesn't come out right afterwards, it'll come out the day afterwards. So be on the lookout for that one. And we appreciate you guys listening. We love seeing you guys' comments down below. Let us know what you guys think about the podcast. It really means a lot to us. And subscribe if you're new around here. And with that said, guys, I'm Josh. That is Caleb. Woo. Thanks for listening to the Backseat Sports Podcast. And we will see you next week. See ya.
But they're an outlier.
Okay, so who are your two losses?
Time schedule. If it's either Michigan State or Michigan, we're going to split that. And then we're going to lose to Ohio State.
Which means you have us beating.
That's right. I have us beating.